Well, hi, everybody. I'm Ernie Harwell, bringing you Chicago White Sox baseball. We're coming to you from out here at the park, and you'd better keep your windows closed. It's been raining here for a while. Weaver's been talking this over with the ground crew. They're playing games in both dugouts.
Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky, stormy weather. Since me and that good gal of mine ain't together, it keep raining all the time. I hope it don't rain. Let's play ball.
And they're finally rolling back the tarp. But the break hasn't helped the pitchers. Let's play some ball.
It's opening day. We'll be with you for each moment suspended and realized. From the first pitch of the season to the last. This is the first of a 3-game set.
The White Sox take the field here in the first. Manager Weaver sends out his squad this way. Thomas at first base. Collins at second. Aparicio, the shortstop. Cam at third. The outfield consists of Raines in left field, Hooper in center field, and Reynolds over in right. Lawler is behind the plate, and the Chicago mound artist. Walsh, the right-hander. Walsh's arsenal includes a fair strikeout pitch. He comes at you. He will be facing Mariners starter, left-hander Johnson. So settle in. We're ready to start this game. Here's Jones to start it off. A trusty bat. Rupert steps up. Walsh staring in, ready to work. Here's a pitch. Jones hits it in the air to fairly deep right field. Reynolds is over. And so is the at-bat from Jones. One down. Next to bat for Seattle is Reynolds. One down. Harold is a tough out. Reynolds has patience. Walsh will go to work on him. The pitch. Yanked towards second. Collins feels it. He flips to first. High throw. But they get him. And that's out number 2. Now Rodriguez to face Walsh. Rodriguez at the plate to hit. Catcher ready. Here he comes. Swung on, foul tip. Held by Lawler. Strikeout. That's 3 away. The White Sox retire the side in order. Mariners, nothing. White Sox coming up. For the Mariners. The Mariners take the field here in the first. Defensively for Seattle. Martinez at first base. Reynolds at second. Rodriguez, the shortstop. Martinez at third. The outfield consists of Jones in left field. Griffey Jr. in center field. And Unit over in right. Wilson is behind the plate and on the mound for the Mariners. The left-hander Johnson. A strikeout artist. A control pitcher. Leading off, Raines. Tim with an enviable track record as a hitter. Johnson looking in at the target. The pitch. Texas Leaguer to left. Raines is around first and hold as the throw comes into second. He's on with a single. Now at bat, Hooper. Harry comes up there to hit. Wilson talking with Johnson. They want to hold Raines close. Left-hander Johnson ready. First baseman Martinez perched right in front of the bag. Now he throws to first, and Raines is safe. He dives back in. Good move. He almost had him. Now Johnson is back on the rubber. Now he throws to first, and Raines gets back. Not his best move. Johnson gets the ball back. Now he's set again. The offering to Hooper. Ouch! Caught him in the leg. He couldn't get out of the way. He's rubbing that leg. Hooper's in pain, but he seems to be okay. And he trots down to first. For Chicago. Raines on second. Hooper on first. No one out. Scoreless tie. Here's Collins to take his swings. Batting third. Hits for average. Batter ready. Johnson climbs the mound. Johnson prepared to work. The runners take their lead. He delivers. He squares. Bunted to the right side. Martinez picks it up. Looks at third. Now turns and flips to first. In time for the out. Collins sacrifices. And the runners move up. Thomas, the hit for the White Sox. That's right. The White Sox have runners at second and third. One gone. Hits for average. Thomas steps up to the plate. Johnson is on the slab. Positions the ball behind his back. Now Johnson ready. Infield deep. The runners take their lead. He cranks and fires. Taken for a strike. Thomas goes down looking. Two gone. And Johnson is pumped, and he gets the strikeout just when he needs it. The White Sox have two gone, two on, second and third. The bottom of the first inning. We have Reynolds coming up to hit. He hits from the right. Reynolds at the plate to hit. Reynolds steadies his bat. Johnson put on the rubber. Speeded Raines edging down the line. Johnson brings it. It's popped foul behind third. Jones is racing in for it. Rodriguez racing over. Still coming. Rodriguez dives. He's got it. 3 down. For the White Sox, no runs on 1 hit. They leave 2. They waste the runners. No score. The top of the second inning coming up. Griffey Jr., Buhner, and Martinez to bat next. Here's Griffey Jr. to lead it off. He bats left-handed. A hero in the bleachers. Ken ready. Walsh will go to work on him. The pitch. Swung on. Hot smash to Collins. Just out of reach. And Griffey Jr. is aboard with a single. Here comes Buhner to take his cuts. Buhner, a fierce hitter. Griffey Jr. can motor at first. Walsh gets set to work on him. Space on the right. Griffey Jr. leading off. The pitch ties him up inside, and Buhner swings through it. Walsh notches a strikeout. 1 away. Mariners hitter Martinez. Awesome power. Walsh will go to work on him. Griffey Jr. well off first. Walsh rocks and fires. Check swing. Strike 3. 2 gone. Martinez is the next hitter. Edgar comes up there to hit. Batter ready. Walsh focuses in on the target. He lets one go. Drill toward third. Cam fields a short hop. This should do it. Throws to second, and the side is retired. The half for the Mariners. No runs, 1 hit. They leave 1. They fail to capitalize on the runner. Chicago due up. The White Sox will have Cam, Lawler, and Aparicio here in the second. Leading off, Cam. Cam, good at the plate. Wilson, ready to receive. The offering from Johnson. Cam strokes it sharply toward short. Rodriguez into the hole. Plants himself for the long throw. Guns it hard to Martinez. Got him. 1 away. Lawler is up next. A trusty bat. Lawler. It has patience. Wilson sets up. Johnson comes home. Lawler lunges at it, and that's strike 3. 2 away. Now at bat, Aparicio. A sure hitter. He stands in. Left-hander Johnson ready. Johnson winds and fires. This one is straight up the chute between first and home. Martinez wants it, and it's in his glove. 3 away. So the White Sox go quietly. No score here after 2. Wilson, Johnson, and Jones to bat next. Here's Wilson to start it off. Dan can be dangerous. The hitter stands in. Walsh poised. The offering to Wilson. Swing and a miss. Wilson goes down on strikes. 1 away. Here's Johnson to hit for the Mariners. Randy taking his first at bat of the season. Now Walsh ready. And now the pitch. Swung on and missed. Walsh pulled a string. And Johnson was way out in front. 2 gone. For Walsh, that's already his 5th strikeout of the game. Here's Jones coming to the plate. Walsh prepares to come home. The pitch. Breaking ball, cut on. And missed. Jones goes down swinging. That's 3 away. 6 Ks for Walsh. For the Mariners, 3 up, 3 down. Still no score here after 2.5. Walsh reigns, and Hooper to bat next. Walsh leading it off. Ed taking his first at bat of the season. Johnson prepares to come home. The pitch. Fastball, high drive. Jones is going back. It's playable. He's under it. And he pulls it in. He made that look easy. 1 down. Now coming to bat for the White Sox. Raines. Tim can get on. Johnson ready. Johnson to the wind. Taken for a strike. Raines goes down looking. 2 gone. Left-handed hitter Hooper gets set to bat against Johnson. Johnson staring in, ready to work. The pitch is on the way. Spanked sharply to Martinez. Brutal bounce. The quick throw across the diamond. Got him. 3 away. The Mariners retire the side in order. Still a scoreless tie. We head for the top of the 4th inning. Walsh will now face the Mariners artillery. Reynolds, Rodriguez, and Griffey Jr. Reynolds to lead it off. Reynolds stands in. Walsh looking in at the target. The delivery from Walsh. Popped up. Back toward the screen. Lawler throws off his mask. It's playable. And he covers it. 1 down. Rodriguez, the hit for the Mariners. That's right. Alex can get on. Now Walsh ready. Here's the delivery. Rodriguez checks his swing. And it hit him. He's shaking his hand. But the ump says he fouled it off. Strike 1. So Rodriguez steps back in. Walsh ready. The pitch. Line to left. Base hit. Raines fields the ball, and Rodriguez is aboard with a single. Next batter, Griffey Jr. Real speed at first with Rodriguez on. The big slugger stands in. Walsh will go to work on him. He cranks and fires. There's called third strike right down the pike. 2 down. 7th strikeout for Walsh. Now at bat, Buhner. In the box now. Now Walsh ready. The pitch. Swung on, strike. Rodriguez is trying for the steal. Lawler strong arms it down there. The slide. Rodriguez sneaks in. Lawler made it close. Rodriguez had a great jump. He stole it on Walsh. That's his first steal of the season. Buhner stands in again. Pitcher Walsh eyeing Buhner. Now he's ready. Walsh working on Rodriguez to hold him close. The delivery. Grounded to short. Aparicio charges. Takes it on the short hop. Throws quickly for the 3rd out. The line for the Mariners. No runs, 1 hit. They leave 1. We still have a scoreless tie as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Seattle will now face the heart of the White Sox lineup. Collins, Thomas, and Reynolds coming up. Collins will get it started for the White Sox. Left side batter. Wilson crouched down now. Now Johnson pitches. Swung on, smashed toward the gap in right center. Griffey Jr. is racing back. Hits over his head, off the wall. He's chasing it down. Collins hits second on a full steam, and he puts on the brakes. The coach is holding him up. Double for Collins. For Chicago. Nobody out. 1 on. Scoreless tie. Now Thomas to face Johnson. Bats right. Johnson is on the slab. Wilson set. Johnson looks back at Collins on second. He's on with a leadoff double. The offering to Thomas. Swung on. Popped up. Wilson scrambles near the stands. It goes into the crowd. Strike 1. Thomas back in the box. Johnson sets up on the rubber again. Lefty against righty. Johnson comes set. Collins now with an aggressive lead. He doubled to lead it off. The delivery. A lazy fly ball to left. Thomas got under it. And now so does Jones. It's in the bag. Collins is tagging, but they're holding him at second as the throw comes in. One away. Collins on second for Chicago. Reynolds the hit. Johnson put on the rubber. Eyes narrow as he peers in for the sign. Checks Collins at second. Collins now with an aggressive lead. Now Johnson comes home with it. A topper out front. Johnson has it, and he throws it right by Martinez. Collins races around third. He's trying for home. He'll score. And Reynolds cruises into second. That'll be an error on Johnson. And the White Sox break the tie and now lead 1-0. 4th inning. 1 out. 4th inning. 1 on. Right-handed batter Cam steps up to face Johnson. Wilson sets up. Reynolds trying to look casual as he edges toward third. Johnson brings it to the plate. A towering fly ball to right. Over Buhn's head. Bounces at the base of the wall. Reynolds scores. Cam's heading for third. Here comes the throw. And he's safe. Under the tag. Triple and an RBI. So a run scores on Cam's first triple, and the White Sox add to their lead. It's now 2-0 ball game. The White Sox have one down, runner at third. The bottom of the fourth inning. Lawler now walks out to bat. The hitter stands in. Wilson sets up. Mariners playing for the out at first. Checks third. The pitch. Popped up left side. Martinez moves toward the line into foul territory. He's under it, and he makes the catch. 2 down. Cam has to hold third. 2 outs. Fourth inning, 1 on. Aparicio is out to take his hacks, and he hacks from the right. Aparicio settles himself in the box. Pitcher Johnson set to go. Man, they are putting Aparicio on. Free pass to Lewis. And he trots down to first. Anderson will let Johnson take his chances with Walsh. Pitcher Walsh to hit for Chicago. 2 on, second base is open. 2 away. Johnson prepared to work. Cam into a little shuffle at third. The pitch. Wild pitch. And it goes back to the screen. Cam will score. Aparicio races around second, but he puts on the brakes. Ball 1. And the White Sox add to their lead. It's now 3-0 ball game. Walsh back in the box. Johnson comes set. Aparicio now with an aggressive lead. The pitch. A whiff. That's 3 away. The half for the White Sox. 3-2-1. They leave 1. They have broken the impasse. The score is 3-0 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. The Mariners will have Martinez, and Wilson here in the 5th. Here's Martinez to start it off. Tino can hit. The slugger stands in. Now Walsh ready. The pitch from Walsh. Outside, ball 1. Martinez stands in again. Walsh looking home. Walsh winds up. And it's pulled hard to right. Base hit. And Martinez pulls with a single. Here's Martinez batting 7th. The Mariners have no one out. Martinez on first. Walsh cannot afford to make a mistake to Martinez. Martinez waits. Catcher ready. He delivers. It's a shot to left center. Raines is racing to the gap. He's on the track. Caught. That's 1 down. Martinez gets back to first. Mariners hitter Wilson. They'll have to work around Wilson's power. Walsh prepared to work. He brings it in. Taken. Strike 3. He's gone. 2 away. For Walsh, that's already his 8th strikeout of the game. Now coming to bat for the Mariners, Johnson. The batter stands in. Walsh looking in. The pitch. Swung on, bounced up the middle. Collins is over, backhands it. But he holds the wall. No play anywhere. Martinez at second. Johnson at first. 2 gone. The top of the 5th inning. Jones gets set to face Walsh, batting left. We're back at the top of the order. Rupert gets good wood. In the box now. Walsh climbs the mound, checks the runners. The delivery. Pop foul behind first. Collins is over. He's under it and hauls it in. For the Mariners, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. They leave 2. The White Sox have held them. White Sox over the Mariners, 3-0. We're at the head of the order for the White Sox. Johnson will face Raines, Hooper, and Collins. Raines to lead it off for the White Sox. The switch hitter will bat right-handed here. Tim comes up there to hit. The hitter stands in. Johnson will go to work on him. The pitch comes in. Hit in the air to left field. Jones glides back. He's there. And he takes it in. And there's one away. Hooper is stepping up to hit against Johnson. He bats left-handed. One away. Harry can pound the ball. Left-handed Johnson goes to the set position. Johnson comes home. Hit hard toward the gap in right center. Griffey Jr. is racing back. He won't get it. It's off the wall. Griffey Jr. chases it down. Hooper cruises into second. One away. 5th inning. One on. Next to bat for Chicago is a left-hand hitting Collins. He already has a hit in this game. A double. A bat to watch. Catcher Wilson sets his target. Johnson kicks and delivers. It's roped hard to right. Buhner races back, reaches over his shoulder, and makes the catch. Hooper is tagging. Buhner turns and sets. But the coach flashes the stop sign as the throw comes in. Hooper on second. 2 outs. Thomas walks up. He bats right. He's their cleanup hitter. Thomas at the plate to hit. Left-hander Johnson ready. The pitch. He swings. It's smashed deep to left center. That's good for extra bases. Griffey Jr. is chasing it down. Hooper scores. Thomas hits second on a full steam, but puts on the brakes as the throw comes in. Double for Thomas. So the double scores 1, and the White Sox now lead 4-0. Next batter, Reynolds. Hits for average. Johnson comes set. And they are putting Reynolds on. He trots down to first, setting up the force. Anderson will let Johnson take his chances with Cam. Cam coming up. Willie 1 for 2, driven in 1. And he scored once. Now Johnson ready. The runners take their lead. Johnson kicks and deals low. Ball 1. Cam stands in again. Wilson sets up. The runners take their lead. The pitch. A little looper to left. Shortstop Rodriguez might have a play. Running with his back to the plate. He twists and reaches, but it drops just out of reach. Jones tracks it down. The runners were off for the hit. Thomas well around third. Coming down the line. He'll score. Reynolds is heading for third. Here comes the throw. Not in time. And Cam holds it first. Single and an RBI. So the single drives in 1. It's now 5-0 ball game. Lawler up there. Batter ready. Now Johnson ready. Johnson kicks and delivers. Lawler started the swing. Did he hold up? They check with the first base ump. A base on balls for Lawler. The bases are loaded. That was Lawler's first walk of the season. Bases crowded. Aparicio will bat next for Chicago. A right-sider. Aparicio waiting. Bat stirring slightly. Now Johnson ready. The runners take their lead. Johnson winds up. Loop to left. Left fielder Jones running for it. If it stays up, he'll get it. And Jones takes it in. That'll do it for Chicago. 2 runs on 3 hits. 3 men left on base. So the White Sox have now taken a big lead. The score now stands 5-0. White Sox as we head for the top of the 6th inning. Chicago will now face the Seattle strength. Reynolds, Rodriguez, and Griffey Jr. Reynolds will start the 6th. Reynolds, recently known as a solid hitter. Pitcher Walsh eyeing Reynolds. Now he's ready. The pitch to Reynolds. Slow bounder to the right side. Thomas to his right. Scoops it. Flips to Walsh. Just in time. Rodriguez up there. Rodriguez is a guy who'll battle you to get on. Walsh looking home. And now the pitch. Half swing. Yes. Rodriguez went too far. Out on strikes. 2 away for Walsh. That's his 9th strikeout of the game. Griffey Jr. is up next. Walsh staring in, ready to work. The pitch. Chopper back to the mound. Walsh up with it. Flips to first for the out. No runs, no hits, no errors. Midway through the 6th. The score still 5-0. White Sox leading. For Chicago, it'll be Walsh, Raines, and Hooper. To get it going, Walsh. Left-hander Johnson ready. Here's a pitch from Johnson. And he fans him. Walsh is gone. 1 down. Now at bat, Raines. Johnson gets set to pitch. And the pitch comes in. Base hit right field. And Raines is aboard with a single. Second safety for Raines. Hooper's up. Batter up. Wilson ready to receive. First baseman Martinez holding the runner on. The pitch to Hooper. Hooper swings. That it's lifted to right. A routine chance for Buhner. He gloves it. That's out number 2. Raines is tagging. But they'll hold him there. Collins to face Johnson. Johnson staring in, ready to work. First baseman Martinez perched right in front of the bag. Now Johnson pitches wide of the strike zone. Ball 4. And Collins shots down to first. That was Collins' first walk of the season. Thomas getting ready to go. Johnson focuses in on the target. The runners take their lead. Now the delivery. Healthy cut by Thomas. He's out on strikes. That's 3 away. That'll do it for Chicago. No runs on 1 hit. 2 left. So they show a little generosity. White Sox up 5-0. For Seattle, it'll be Buhner, Martinez, and Martinez. To get it going, Buhner. Buhner has patience. Right-hander Walsh ready. The pitch comes in. Buhner skies it to center. Should be an easy play. Hooper roams over for it and records the putout. 1 away. Next up, Seattle hitter Martinez. He'll wait for his pitch. Walsh focuses in on the target. He delivers. A whiff, 2 away. 10 strikeouts for Walsh. Now coming to bat for the Mariners, Martinez. Walsh prepares to come home. Here he comes. Can't find the strike zone. That's ball 4. And Martinez coaxes a walk. And that's the first walk issued by Walsh. That was Martinez's first walk of the season. Wilson comes up to bat. Lawler crouched down now. The offering from Walsh. Ground ball to Aparicio. No play at second. Fires to first. And it's off Thomas' glove. He's chasing after it. Martinez will make third. And Wilson cruises into second. With more speed, Martinez might have scored. Thomas picks up an error. Johnson is now up. He singled earlier. Walsh focuses in on the target. Mariners skipper Anderson walking down the bench. Anderson is taking pitcher Johnson out of the game. Who is it? Pachorik will bat for him. Bats right. He grabs a bat. Heads out. So Johnson goes 6 innings. His line, 5 runs, 2 earned on 7 hits. He stands to lose it unless the Mariners can make up the 5-run deficit. Pachorik now up. Pachorik steps up to the plate. Walsh is ready to fire it in. The runners take their lead. He lets one go. Ooh! Pachorik flails the air, but fails to make contact with the wall. He heads back to the bench. 3 down for Walsh. That's his 11th strikeout of the game. That'll do it for Seattle. No runs on no hits. 1 misadventure for the White Sox. 2 men left on base. They had a good chance, but did not cash in after 6.5. White Sox up by 5. Okay, folks, on your feet. Take a break for the 7th inning stretch.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back while it's root for the home team. Hey, don't man, it's a shame. Well, it's 1, 2, 3, strike you out at the old ball game.
The White Sox will have Reynolds, Cam, and Lawler here in the 7th. Jackson is coming on to pitch for the Mariners. For Jackson, this is his first appearance. He's a right-handed pitcher. Reynolds starts it for the White Sox. Jackson is finished with his warm-up pitches. The umpire is brushing off the plate. We're ready to go. Reynolds ready to bat. Right-hander Jackson goes to the set position. Now the delivery. Reynolds nubs it toward the hole. Rodriguez ranges to his right. He dives, but it trickles through into left, and Reynolds is aboard with a single. Cam is the next hitter. Jackson looking home. And now the pitch. He goes the opposite way, and it's through. Base hit right field. Unit retrieves it. Reynolds rounds second and holds, and the White Sox have a pair of runners. That's Cam's 3rd hit of the game. Lawler, bat in hand. Catcher Wilson sets his target. The runners take their lead. He lets it go. Slow chopper toward Rodriguez. He charges it. Scoops it. No play at second. Goes to first for the out. And the runners advance. Here comes Aparicio to take his cuts. Right-hander Jackson ready. Mariners playing for the out at first. He cranks and fires. Pop foul behind first. Reynolds racing over into foul territory. He calls off Martinez and makes the catch. And that's out number 2. And the runners hold. Walsh, bat in hand. Pitcher Jackson eyeing Walsh. Now he's ready. The runners take their lead.
To the plate.
He waves at it. Strike 3. That's 3 away. Walsh is now struck out
3
times. For the White Sox, no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. They leave 2. So they're just working a little on their base running skill. After 7, it's still 5-0 White Sox. The White Sox will face the top of the order here in the 8th. Jones, Reynolds, and Rodriguez. Here's Jones to lead it off. The Mariners need something biblical here. Right-handed Walsh goes to the set position. The pitch. This one is hit. It may carry, but doesn't. And Raines shags this one down. 1 away. Reynolds coming up. Right-handed Walsh ready. Walsh
Winds up.
off-balance swing, missed. Strike 3, 2 gone.
12
K's. Here's Rodriguez coming to the plate. Walsh poised. He delivers. Off-speed pitch, misses. Rodriguez draws a walk, and that's only the second walk issued by Walsh. That was Rodriguez's first walk of the season. Griffey Jr. comes up the bat. Pitcher Walsh eyeing Griffey Jr. Now he's ready. The pitch. Easy bouncer to Collins. He's up with it. Over to Aparicio, covering second. In time. Side retired. That'll do it for Seattle. Nothing across. No errors. One left. They had a chance but could not convert. White Sox still with a 5-run lead. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Chicago now will send out the top of the order. Raines, Hooper, and Collins. Raines
starts it for the
White Sox. Batter up. Catcher Wilson sets his target. Jackson comes to him. A blast to right. That could be trouble. Buhner is chasing it. He's at the track against the wall. He makes a catch. 1 down. Here comes Hooper to take his cuts. Jackson will go to work on him. Jackson comes home. Grounded deep into the hole. Rodriguez is over, but he won't get it. Base hit for Hooper. Second safety for Hooper. Collins is up next. Jackson poised. The pitch. It's a shot to left center. Jones is racing to the gap. He's on the track. Caught. That's the second out. And Hooper returns to first. Thomas is the next hitter. Right-hander Jackson ready. The pitch from Jackson. Jackson misses. Ball 4. Thomas will go to first. That was Thomas' first walk of the season. Reynolds up. Right-hander Jackson ready. The runners take their lead. Jackson brings it. Reynolds hits in the air to right center field. Buhner is over. And so is the inning. That'll do it for Chicago. No runs on 1 hit. No errors. 2 men left on base. So they show a little generosity. White Sox over the Mariners. 5-0. The Mariners will have Buhner, Martinez, and Martinez here in the ninth. To get it going, Buhner. Pitcher Walsh set to go. Walsh comes to the plate. Off balance swing, missed. Strike three, one away. That's his 13th strikeout of the game, and 2 outs to go. Here's Martinez coming to the plate. Walsh looking in. The pitch. Line drive base hit to right. Reynolds fields it and throws it to second. A clean single for Martinez. Tino with his second hit in this game. Martinez, bat in hand. Right-handed Walsh goes to the set position. The pitch. Big swing, but he got under it. Center fielder Hooper drifts back. And he takes it in. And they are now 2 away. And Martinez returns to first. Wilson walking up to bat. Walsh looking home. The pitch. Lifted to center. Not too deep. There's Hooper. This should do it. He squeezes it, and that's the final out of the game. So the White Sox have won the ball game, spurred on by the disciplined leadership of Weaver. Walsh has the shutout. A complete game. And a beautiful 5-hitter. That's his first shutout of the season. Here's the line for the White Sox. 5 runs on 10 hits, 1 misadventure. They leave 12 for the Mariners. No runs on 5 hits, 1 error. And they leave 8. Walsh gets his first win. Johnson takes his first loss. So the White Sox gain a step for the White Sox. Overall, they now stand at 1-0. This win puts them in first place for the Mariners. Overall, 0-1. In the next game, they'll go after the Mariners again. That's it for this time. Until next time, this is WAPBA and Ernie Harwell saying so long from Chicago. White Sox take this one from the Mariners, 5-0.
Hey guys, thanks for stopping in. I know my voice is a bit jarring after Ernie's, but hey, we do what we can. So let me preface, Mick, and I'd made this assertion in chat that, in my opinion, and I should add this, in my humble opinion, I think that the APBA baseball game is superior to the Strat PC game. I'm going to provide my reasoning, but first I want to preface this by saying that I'm not knocking anybody who plays Strat, and I'm not even knocking the Strat baseball game. Again, we've talked about this a couple times in our little get-togethers here. That APBA's been around for 72 years, and Strat for 62 years. So they're both very, very solid baseball engines. But that being said, here's what. Okay, number one, I mean, obviously the immersion factor is right there even with the little glitches and everything. Having Ernie Harwell, quote unquote, broadcast a game, I think just draws you into it in a way that I think the only modern analog we have to it is MLB The Show. But also, I would say that it's in terms of a PC product, in terms of a digital game, it's far more sophisticated. I mean, this is using AI and it's using card lookup. So if you see, if you've watched our broadcast every once in a while, right-click on a player, those are the APBA Master cards. And with every season, of course, you have all the cards. So you could technically, if you had APBA and you decided, well, I want to, just play APBA, roll the dice, and as long as you have the season digitally, you have the cards. Flexibility is another thing too. When I own Strat PC and tried to do some home brews like this, and this league, by the way, it's every franchise has its own all-time great team, so it's not like where most of them. And I talked about this in a broadcast a few weeks ago, comparing some all-time rosters, you know, among different baseball simulations. This is the only one that gave me the flexibility. Now I could do it with Action PC as well, but I really wanted to just have fun with this one. And so the St. Louis Browns have their own team. The Baltimore Orioles have their own team. The Brooklyn Dodgers have their own all-time greats. The LA Dodgers, New York Giants, San Francisco Giants, and on and on and on, right? Minnesota Twins, Washington Senators. Um, and I found that when I used to play Strat PC, trying to set up leagues like this, were it was a bit of a pain, to be honest with you. You couldn't. So let's say you wanted to do. They have a product called the Career Historical Disc for Strat. Now, at first blush, you might think, oh, that's sort of like the baseball history collection for Action PC, and I have to tangent a little bit by talking about Action PC baseball. Well, the difference is the career historical disc is what it says in the tin. It's the career totals for everybody who's retired, who's played baseball. So certainly it was a bit of fun to play around with, but I found it limiting because statistically weighted, you're not really getting as accurate a picture, I believe, um, with uh, with Strat's career historical disc as you do with Action PC's baseball history collection. That being said, the I think also that there's a series of all-time greats discs that are put out for APBA, and I found them to be they just seem to play better for me. And again, this could be a case of confirmation bias. I totally get that. But I found also just whatever I want to set up here, and I could show you by just opening. If I wanted to load an organization here, um, just for instance, you can see just in this top window how much stuff I have for APBA. Pretty much every season, plus sprinkled through here are projects that I've either created on my own or quote unquote borrowed from other baseball sims because, let's face it, the stats are the stats. So here's a one for all the great team franchises of like the 1930s. I've done one for each decade up through the 80s. I don't think I've done one for the 90s. I have one here just for Negro Leagues. I have a series of different great teams. I have one devoted strictly to dead ball. When I tried to do this stuff in Strat, it was extremely difficult. So I also give this game ease of use. Interface is nice. I think it's better. All I need to do is refer you to Jester's legendary rant, which I think even those outside the YouTube sports gaming community probably know about Jester's rant about Strat PC. And pardon me here 1 second. And I think he's right. It's a Byzantine interface. It really is. Um, I get, most baseball sims have everything like just right there, one screen, and that's out of the park baseball, action PC baseball, um, pure sim. Even games like old time baseball have everything pretty much there. So that's not the problem, but the problem with Strat PC is the interface, as Jester so rightly pointed out. It's Byzantine. It's muddled. Um, to do some of the most basic things in Strat PC, and believe me, I'm not an Egypt. Uh, well, some people might call me that, but I work with really sophisticated software in music and in art. So, working with things like Blender 3D and understanding nodes and things like that, and working with synthesis and understanding, modular setups and all this kind of this stuff, really super sophisticated stuff. I've worked with Maya, which is Blender now is kind of eclipsing Maya. It's a $10,000 software suite used by Pixar. Now Blender is used by Pixar, but so it's not that I can't handle the interface. It just breaks every rule for user experience, user interface. I think that APBA made a great decision because there's so much you can do this game that they made it modular. But it's modular in the sense that, like right now, you see I have the name of this league up here, OFAS4. Now, if I close this and I open up the advanced draft, this is going to be active. So what it's done is it's taken all that complexity and put it into modules. So that means that if I want to create rosters, I want to recreate seasons, I want to mix and match, I want to do drafts, I know to go to advanced draft. If I want to, if I'm actually playing out, then I'm going to go to league manager. If I want to look at stats that are tracked, I go to the stats manager. So everything is contained, and if you look here, there are menu choices, but if you have Strat PC fire that up, and any one of these things are going to like extend all the way down to the bottom of your screen. Um, in terms of going back to the technology, I'd mentioned, not only the Ernie Harwell voice, which is not just a narrator. It's not like the Microsoft narrator reading text. That's not the way it works. This thing has AI all over the place, and for 1994, it was pretty damned impressive, and still is today. Um, so the managers are actually artificial intelligences. There used to be a utility where you could just rename the AI managers, but there are thousands of managers for this game, and I haven't even installed them, most of them yet. I've Casey Stengel's there, Whitey Herzog, whatever. Danny Murtaugh's out there. I mean, just there's thousands of them. The crowd itself is an AI. Interestingly enough, it knows, quote unquote, when it's a close game, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, two out. The crowd will react differently if you're playing in a postseason type series. Um, Compare that to Strat's crowd. Now, again, I'm talking also as a gamer. So, Mick, as a gamer, there's also reasons why I think this is superior to Strat PC. As for their engines, I think they're both equally good. But if I'm going to play a game, I want something more going on. The sampling in Strat PC is awful. In fact, sometimes there's no crowd, and then all of a sudden there's a base hit, and you get this sort of loud clipping sample, and then it just goes away. Um, the little animation that it has, it's not so good. What is cool about Strat PC? Seeing the cards. There's nobody that I don't think there's anybody that would argue. I would hope even the most hardened Strat head would concede that Strat's baseball cards are nicer looking. I mean, they really, really, really are. Um, so I would definitely give Strat that. I think it's a good baseball sim, but in terms of this, I can play this the way I want, and I'm not restricted. I can also put this on as many PCs as I want. With Strat, I can't do that. I think I told you guys, hey, Andrew, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, so Andrew, with the weak signal there. Um, yeah, the Browns and Dodgers being separated is great. Yeah, and that's all the way through here. You can see here there's just a ton of teams in this league. Um, but yeah, okay, so yeah, Mick, if you're talking about cards and dice, um, I would say they're even up. I've played both of them. And actually, when I was an undergraduate, the cards and dice game I played most was Status Pro Baseball. But I played APBA, played Strat, really enjoyed them both. Played you know, even played some Strat Super Advanced. So that tells you how crazy I was. So, but as for the PC game, so I guess I should have I should have clarified. For cards and dice, I think they're both excellent. They're both excellent, and you can play them the way you want. What I don't like about getting back to the way Strat does things. So I mentioned about the being able to install where I want as many times as I want. Okay. Um, when I was back home, I had Strat PC on a laptop, and then I bought a new laptop. So I thought, oh, geez, all I should be able to do is just uninstall, just put the game on there. So I called Strat because of um, they're really simple. I don't know why they haven't caught this up. But I would just say again, as I said before, their copy protection is super easy to break. I'm not saying you should do it, but it uses an old serial number system based on 14. That's all I'm going to say. So I called them and I'm like, yeah, look, guys, I'm overseas, blah, 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 whatever. But listen, great product, thank you. I just got a new PC. I just want to, need to know what I do. Can I just straight up install? I am not making this up, my friends. They actually wanted to use TeamViewer to go onto my older laptop to make sure I uninstalled the game, and then not only did I have to reinstall the game, they were telling me I had to buy the newest version of the game. Now, just for sake of clarity, I sunk about $300 into Strat PC. So it wasn't like I just bought the basic game and that was it. I put a lot of money into the product. And if somebody is going to tell me, no, they need TeamViewer to make sure I have it installed on one and only one PC. Now, granted, this was back in 2014, so maybe Strat has changed and has loosened that up. But APBA doesn't care. I could install this thing on 7 different PCs. They don't care. They really, really don't care. And I like that. And I don't have to worry about, I don't have to buy this game every year just to be able to keep it up to date. Um, I can buy the 2022 season if I wanted to, if I had an interest in it. Just buy it. I don't have to buy the game. It's kind of like, action PC baseball in that respect. So I like it for that. There's a lot going on. So not only is it managing all these AIs, but it's also right. It's integrated the master game. So I think it's a superior PC baseball sim in that way. Strat cards and dice tray has issues with cross era play. Yeah, I've heard that about Strat cards and dice. Now Mick, I've never played cross era play in Strat cards and dice. My friends and I, we were mainly just doing kind of like seasons. We'd pick a season depending upon who had what season and go from there. So I can't really speak to that. And in fact, I've never played APBA cross season. The only thing I've ever done was had a really nice all-time greats franchise set, I think for Status Pro, and that played beautifully. It really, really did. But that gets into another thing that is worthy of a broadcast on its own is how do you do cross-era play? And this is one of the things that I do want to, maybe we type about, chat about on Discord is normalization to year. And a perfect example of that was the first iteration of the Greavy League in Action PC Baseball. So, right, the story. We were drafting players between 1880 and 1919. 1880 is as far back as Action PC goes. Wish it went back all the way, like out of the park in this game, but it doesn't. That's all right. So as we were starting to do some exhibition games getting into the season, we noticed that the 19th century players were underperforming. Wee Willie Keeler was striking out all over the place, and we're talking about one of the game's greatest place hitters to this very day. Um, it was almost impossible to strike Keeler out, and yet he was striking out all over the place. And thankfully, and I hadn't known Steve at that point, Steve Tate stumbled into the channel one day, and everybody's, oh, Steve Tate, Steve Tate. And I knew the name because of all the things that he's done for the Action PC community. And so he said, well, let's look into this. And he said, first, he said, what year are you guys normalized to? I said, well, we just picked 1906 because it's in the middle. We thought, why not just pick the middle year? And he said, there's your problem. And he looked, he said, try this. He said, set it to 1900. And all of a sudden, Wee Willie Keeler wasn't striking out anymore. Everything was playing, and the players, except for a couple anomalies, were coming out as expected. So normalization plays such a big part in games like that. But again, I think that's a discussion I'd really like to have Steve on the mic with me sometime. and Big Clue also, because these guys know so much more about Action PC than I. But I think just in general, when you're doing cross-era play, there has to be a way that because if you didn't have that, in other words, like okay, we saw Ed Walsh win this game today, but does that mean that Ed Walsh is just going to be dominant and that in any sort of game, if you just pick dead ball pitchers and modern day hitters, you're going to have an unbeatable team? Well, if you normalize like you can in Action PC baseball, like you can in this game, like you can in out of the park baseball, then you have a lot more wiggle room. Um, but again, I think that's for another that's a discussion all its own. And if I can somehow get Steve and Big Clue on to talk about that as well, I think that would be fun. Because I think it confuses a lot of people. Before Steve came along, I was sort of again, it was that, hey, let's just do 1906. It's in the middle of, from 1880 to 1919. That's as close as we got. And that change, that one change, setting it to 1900, and of course it was National League since there was only National League in 1900, made all the difference. The other problem we figured out was just Slide Billy Hamilton wasn't in the starting lineup for Ken's team, and we found out that it was looking on it was looking at usage as opposed to quality. Once we switched to quality, um, Slide Billy was in there. So anyhow, the clue says, oh yeah, if your hard drive fails with Strat, forget it. You're screwed. You are absolutely screwed. If my hard drive fails here, I mean, I've got everything backed up to the cloud, and I've got the DVDs, of course, which now they've made it a download, thank God. All I have to do is reinstall it. There's no serial number crap on this. And Strat needs to move forward. They really, really, really do. Because as you get products where you don't have to buy every season, so out of the park baseball, which is a pretty damn fine game. Digital Diamond baseball, come on. I have not seen, my friends, and then Big Clue, I'll get to your comments. Digital Diamond baseball this year is amazing. I know I haven't done anything with it on my channel yet, but I'm seeing both digital players and but especially what I'm seeing is cards and dice players are loving Digital Diamond. Why? Because they're using it as a companion. You can play Strat in that thing. I'm guessing you could probably do APBA. I'm not sure, but there's a ton of games, and it includes Status Pro Baseball. And I was watching an interview with Mark Cohen, and I forget who it was. It was with Saber. I think it was Saber. He was actually doing an interview with Saber, and he said, "Why charge people for seasons when that information is readily available?" Now I get the fact that APBA and Strat and Action PC, maybe less Action PC, but APBA and Strat, right? They're because they're so much a part of that cards and dice model. Their money, as Ken Castro has told us, how much dosh people will drop at an APBA convention on seasons. That's a cash cow for them, and I get it. You're not going to make a cards and dice game in which every season is just available on print. I mean, my God, it'd be crazy. You could make them print on demand, but these companies need to make their money. But now you've got Digital Diamond Baseball, and just being able to play just Status Pro Baseball right there, right? Every season from 1927 to now, you've got it. These you have games out. Well, you create your own seasons. Again, I refer to Digital Diamond Baseball. I also to Dombrov Baseball, which I'm going to be showing you guys. At some point, Richard's provided a new update, and it's looking better. Pure Sim Baseball did it. So I think as time goes on, you're going to see that the companies like Strat and APBA are going to either have to say, all right, look, we need to look at what the big players in the digital arena are doing if we want to remain competitive. And Mick, you're not the first person who are Strat players who love Strat cards and dice, and then got to the PC game and like, oh my God, this is rubbish. Um, Not that the core engine is rubbish. Again, Strat's a great game, but the way it's implemented on PC is ridiculous. And I think APBA did a much better job. Not that this game is not without its issues. I'm not gonna. And Robbie, if you're listening in, we love you. I don't think this is the perfect baseball game. In fact, I don't think. Well, there is one. Big Clue and I were just kind of talking on Discord yesterday. There is one digital baseball game that approaches perfection in terms of accuracy and execution, whether it's cross-era play or season replays, and that's digital or that's Diamond Mine Baseball. Unfortunately, it just doesn't play well um, as a digital game for broadcasting, which is a shame because it is a brilliant game, but it has no bells and whistles. But even Diamond Mine Baseball is going to have to step up at some point. You know, they've Imagine Sports has the game in a kind of maintenance mode right now, but they're going to need to chart it up because the future is here with games like Out of the Park Baseball. And also, even with Action PC Baseball, you have to buy seasons, but even when they're not on sale, Dave Cook is charging half the cost of games like PC Replay Baseball, and you're getting really deep AI with it. And I know I'm starting to tangent here a little bit better, but yes, Big Clue also talking about Diamond Line Baseball. It hands down is the best play-by-play. It's the best play-by-play. But I mean, right now, Mick, if I were to do a Diamond Mine, and I don't care, Chris Slovic could do it, Ron Juckett could do it. The problem with the game is that you're essentially going to have somebody reading to you. Now, I read for everybody um, half of a long article from Sabre last night on Cyclone Williams from the 1884 Grays, but I don't really see, like right now we have 5 people in here, all right? I don't think we'd be holding even 5 people with Diamond Mine, which is too bad because its play-by-play is phenomenal. Um, it really, really is, and their products are excellent. Their seasons are pricier. I mean, Action PC is brilliant. But the other game that I think that I would invest in, as I have, um, if I had the dosh to do it, would be Diamond Mine. I would buy every season for that game. It's an excellent community. But the stuff that I've bought for Diamond Mine could keep me busy for 5 lifetimes, and it breaks my heart that I see here's a little icon. There it is. It's down there in my little taskbar, and I can't do a broadcast with it. We've tried, and it just doesn't work, unfortunately. But it is so good. There's no crowd noises. There's no animation, but there is a seriously, seriously superb baseball engine under it. That's better than Strat PC. Diamond Mind even got it right. Um, but that's just my thinking right there. Um, and I'm glad that it's on your radar, Mick. Let me know. I can point you to some great homebrews for it if you don't feel like jumping in. And but if you would get Diamond Mine Baseball, I would strongly urge you to get the All-Time Great Players Volume 1 and Volume 2. It's kind of an analog to the Baseball History Collection. However, you can normalize, and I think you would like that. You can normalize an Action PC as well, but and it's all-time great franchises. It's even better than this one here um, because it will take. You'll get to see more players. There might be 5 versions of the Boston Red Sox, for instance, through the years, from the very beginning of the American League in 1901 up to to the 21st century. And it's done by Diamond Mind. It's not a homebrew or anything like that. And plays really well. I have a game in progress right now. Stopped it in the second inning last night. George Sisler just ripped a 2-run shot, um, but a good game. But at the end, I'm not slamming the Strat guys, and certainly not slamming Stratomatic Baseball as a game. But the PC game, again, as Jester ranted back in the day, it's just not a good game. It's not a good game. and I'm hoping beyond hope that either how Richmond will have the the wherewithal to say, well, all right, we really got to tart this bad boy up. So um, let's hope. Let's hope, and also get rid of the crazy sort of copy protection. Diamond Mind is interesting. If you guys want to hang around for a minute, I'll just show you a little bit of it, just a little bit. That this is about all the love it ever gets on here, as it kind of gets talked about. So as you just saw, um, it's not a sexy opening screen, and this is what you're faced with, and people are like, ugh. I'd like to say that it gets better in terms of presentation. It doesn't. You'll see some graphics. So right now I'm playing, um, where is it? Game scheduled. Okay, so right now this is from the All-Time Great Players Volume 1. I have both volumes. I've bought all the All-Star games for this thing. They have a whole bunch of all-time great team sets that I bought, like single season teams, like 1936 Yankees, 75 Reds, whatever. So this is the main screen before you actually get into the play screen. So right now I have Boston A2, which is the Boston American League. So this is Boston Red Sox. This is like a second so Boston A1 is like the dead ball guys. This is like 1920s and 1930s, what have you, against the St. Louis Browns. And why this is such a value-laden product is that it also comes with two leagues set up with all of these, and this is just in volume 1. Now if I go to volume 2, then these are going to be even more modern teams. So one thing that Diamond Line Baseball gives you is a lot of value for your money. And like Action PC Baseball, you could take every player that you have, whatever, dump them into a draft league. It's really a case of dragging and dropping. Season creation, if you will, or what if creation, baseball universe, whatever you want to call it, is an absolute breeze in Diamond Mine Baseball. Oh, well, Pame, guess what? If it's Pame or Pame, please let me know how to pronounce your name. Is it Pame or Pame? I'll say Pame until you correct me. We'll get to that. Yeah, you said if you get stadiums figured out, you'd be hooked. Stop playing 20 years ago because you're an idiot decided to give it a go again. So, yeah, ballparks in baseball for Windows to make your own it's really hard. Now, if you're interested, we can send you a Discord link. Come to our Discord. Become maybe part of the community. I can give you some links to where you can get tons and tons of baseball parks. If you watched any of this bit here, you saw there was a old Comiskey with the old White Sox logos, home and away uniforms. But yeah, doing your own ballparks is insane in APBA. I totally agree with you. But that said, I have enough stadiums that I can hook you up. Because if you're a baseball for Windows fan, it'd be nice if you would still play it. Um, that being said, APBA has been threatening, and they said 5 weeks ago that within 2 weeks, they were going to have everything available as a digital download. Once those stadiums become available as digital downloads, I'm going to buy them. I love the game. So the name is Paul. All right. And we'll get you a Discord. Gotta get you a Discord link. 1 second here. Join our Discord because it's all about talking baseball and everything like that. And eventually you come in here a few times, and let's see if this is the right one. I hope this is the right one. I'm gonna put 2 Discord links in the chat, and join one, join both, and have fun with us, Paul. All right, so there's one. So it's about not only it started out really, the Discord started out with a project that we did called the Ned McGreevy League in Action PC Baseball. But this is for any baseball. So there you go. Please join, and be looking forward to it. I'll show you guys. We'll do an inning of a game I have in progress here in a couple of seconds. Um, so you're a seasoned replayer. Bought the stadiums. They sell. Not impressed. Um, yeah, Andrew. Yeah, join. Jeez, I thought you were part of the Discord. Yeah. So that's our main Discord. We have another one that's strictly just for our Howie Shanks League. So, but I mean, unless you're really following that, it wouldn't be of much interest. But the other Discord that's on there, we have stuff on there. You can talk about other PC baseball games, cards and dice games. It's a pretty cool Discord, and looking to expand it even more. So you guys are more than welcome. Introduce yourselves, and you meet some really cool people. Become part of the family here too. So back to Diamond Mine Baseball. Um, just give you guys a quick tour on how the thing works because it's very Spartan. I will be the first to admit this is probably one of the most Spartan looking baseball game you could imagine. So there's all kinds of things like like databases, stuff like that, installing databases. If you can figure this out in Diamond Mine Baseball, you are home free. That being said, once I get into the game, do not expect amazing graphics. You're not going to see it. It's very utilitarian. It's not, ASCII characters or anything like that, but you'll see in a moment. But let's say I want to change this active database. Well, what's really, really neat about this is these are the databases that I have active here already. But if I want to install new databases, I can. But let's go to this thing, this organizer. Here's where all the thing happens with this organizer here, right? I can be moving players, creating new empty database, bring up this window, drag, drop players, anything I want. So simple to do. Um, this even has park factors, everything with it. So here are the ballparks just for this league. You've got pretty much everything in here, including all different versions of Comiskey normalized to era. So unlike Action PC, where you have to make that guess, if I was playing, and I did a White Sox game, but let me just go down here to, God help us, Three River Stadium, right? There's a separate normalization for Three River Stadium from 70 to 74, and then one from 75 to 2000, and then of course now it's gone. Hooray! And then there's PNC Park, whatever. So that normalization is already done for you, which is nice. And the same is with players. And it's kind of really sad. You can see who is on what team and what have you. So I can modify, I can import players. I can import players from any database onto anything that I want. This is an extremely flexible baseball game. MV, sorry to yell in you guys' ear, but MV, when are you ever going to do a game again? Yeah. So Pami says he likes Diamond Mine Baseball also. Number 3 from MPC behind Replay Baseball and Baseball for Windows. Nice. Just curious if you've ever given Action PC a try, what your thoughts are on Out of the Park Baseball. Be curious. Mick F says there are people who swear that for crosshair play, Diamond Mine Baseball is the top of their list. They're always compromised. But I have seen. You have some particle issues. I get it. Believe me. Oh, boy, do I get that. I think that cross play is amazing for Diamond Mine Baseball. Okay, so tomorrow morning some Howie Shanks. Okay, that's good. I know I got to pick up too. I've been kind of slacking on Howie Shanks myself, but we got to get it moving forward. But anyhow, let's look at a game and you'll see what I'm talking about. We're going to go to a game that's actually, let's go to one. Let's play Philadelphia. We're going to play a dead ball game. Philadelphia and Detroit. Okay, play, and we're going to play the selected game. Okay, I'm just going to let the computer manage both so that way we can talk about things about the game. All right. So of course it gives you the weather and blah blah blah. All right. This is what Diamond Mine Baseball looks like in game. This is it. So This is about as far from out of the park baseball and MLB The Show and even Action PC as you can get. Is that a bad thing? No. In fact, I've I question that why this game can't work for broadcasting because we will watch a guy roll dice for an hour in a game, and so because I have this set up for managers, there's right for the computer managing both sides. All I have to do is click go. But if I change options here, and how about if I manage the tagas? All right, so I'm gonna it's already done the lineups, but I'm gonna set this to human and human, just so you guys can see how this thing works all the way. All right, so here we are, main screen, pictures. There's actually a way within game to get the pictures, which is really, really nice. There's a diagram of Bennett Park in Detroit, along with its, fence heights, dimensions, everything like that. You notice there's no sound. It's just me. It's just me. Um, so let me see what here. MV saying, so glad you're starting this game, but can't get into it despite the excellent play-by-play. So MV, I'm curious why you say you can't get into it. Is it just because it's quiet? Is it? I'm not sure. Kind of let me know. Pami says Action PC just doesn't click for him. Nothing bad to say, but started playing Diamond Mine as a teen and baseball windows in the 90s. And they always have a spot in my imagination. Replay baseball for me is great for cards and dice. At the end of the day, right, guys, it is. It's becoming a trope among all the creators here. Play what you love. Um, Robert, RJO Network, and we'll get into the game here in a minute. RJO Network, he plays inside pitch. I'm not interested in inside pitch. Not because I don't think it's a good game. I think it's an excellent game. But because they're not doing seasons that I'm interested in doing. My interest, as you guys know, is earlier baseball. And there's not a lot going on there right now. To me, 1957 is not early baseball. It's modern baseball. It's the same game in a lot of ways. Would I play it? Maybe. All right. Anyhow, so here we go. So we can just there's this thing over here called Quick 1-1. And what Quick 1-1 means is I'm just going to pitch. But if I do challenge hitter, this is one of the things that throws people off because you're looking, wait a minute, how do I set up? Where's my defense? Where's my defense? Well, I do challenge hitter. Then I can change my defense here, whether I went infield in, um, in at the corners, guard the lines, what have you. So I'm just going to do normal defense. Basically, that is 1 and 1. All right, so here we go. Now the 1-1 pitch, hanging curve, hit well, way back to left. Veach in full retreat, and with his back to the bleachers, he puts it away. And that gives you the scoring, and and as the game goes on, the play-by-play gets better and better and better and better. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is change these options back. Of course, now here, before we do that, we can issue intentional walks. We can pitch around hitter. You can do pitch outs, of course, when a runner's on. Pickoffs, really cool. The only thing that every other game laps, except for out of the park baseball, is I can't intentionally hit a batter, which would be really, really fun. So then for hitting, you can do sacrifices, steals, all that kind of stuff. But let's just let the game, we're just going to play with it just a little bit here. Just do a quick 1-1. All right. So Wally Shang stepping in now. Here's the 2-2 offering from Emke. A swing and a bouncer to short off the curveball, giving ground to Bush. Throws across the diamond to retire Shang. Score that 6-3. So what's basically happening is I'm reading to you guys. So that's probably why this doesn't play. Whereas an Action PC, out of the park baseball, for any of us doing these things, we have to create the play-by-play on the fly. This just gives it to you, but it's great. Let me see. MV says, I think the UI is not good for me. Say I like a draft, but not being able to draft fantasy leagues. Got loads of teams by air on some homebrews, but you lost in the UI. MV, if you would like, maybe sometime we could just, I don't know that there's enough interested in Diamond Mind in the community. I could do an in-depth tutorial of Diamond Mind and show you how to do the things you want to do in Diamond Mind Baseball. It's it's really, really easy, actually, to do the things you want to do. And I know you're a smart guy. It's just the problem with Diamond Mine Baseball, I think, is it's just not readily apparent, and it's kind of like there's so much hidden in this game, but you can do it. Yeah, we could do it through Discord, absolutely. So Big Clue says you're interested in Action PC Baseball. Order right now. You get the game 4 seasons. 1890, 1938, 69, and 2022, the 1921 Negro League season, and 4 PCL seasons. Yeah, how about it? Dave Cook, we'll talk about value. Pommy says he's in his car right now, rolling a game replay, listening to you, 1985 Mets versus Cardinals. Do it once or twice a week. Got to finish up, get back to work. Thanks for Discord. Like you bet. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. All right. Yeah, 14 seasons, 2 different all-time great files, and 5 non-Major League Baseball seasons, plus the game for Action PC. Yeah. Steve and I say it, and I think Big Clue would agree. If you don't own Action PC, why not? I get it that it doesn't click for some people. I will say that. PC Replay Baseball doesn't click for me. The cards and dice game is great, but the game just doesn't do anything for me. Bernard Strom is going to be doing a game he might already be doing now, actually. Oh my God, oh no, it's this evening. So, Show Off Diamond, please let me know. I will, Mick. I really, really will. Let's do a couple more here. All right, so 2 down, and Amos Strunk now. Emke on the rubber, the delivery. Chopper to short to Bush, who winds up and guns him down. And again, if I would let this play out, you would see that the play-by-play just gets better and better and better. And hands down, I think it is. It's just amazing. If you miss something, you miss a play, you can go back and basically just look at that last play. It also keeps a game log. Um, Great game. It's a great baseball game. And now I have to save this one in progress because I'm loving this matchup between the Tigers and the Athletics. So let's save this game. Yes, now I have 2 of them in progress. There we are. All right, Andrew, let's get back to work. Thanks for Discord League. Yeah, you bet, my friend. All right. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, pick your poison, but the only better value than Action PC is Out of the Park. Yeah. Well, I mean, because Out of the Park gives you everything, everything. But Out of the Park has its issues. I think, again, I think the perfect complement, if you're just going to buy 2 games, are going to be Out of the Park and Action PC. Then you got it all. Because of Dave's sales, you know, and again, you're like MV, and if you've got the extra dosh, well, you can buy the complete collection all at once. If you're more, you know, like Steve Tate, Big Clue, and myself, then you just buy the things over the years. But you're eventually going to get hooked if you like the game. If you like the game. But there's a lot of great products for this game. Again, you can buy seasons. Because I'm not a season replayer, I've just decided that, you know, I've really invested in Action PC, bought everything, and I mean just about everything Dave offers. But if I were to do that again, this would be the game I would invest in. Although it doesn't have the bells and whistles, not counting MLB The Show, which thanks to MV I now own 5 editions of. But yeah, so this is it. And if we were to change this, we would see more modern players. But you can go and do insane customization, fantasy drafts. It's got just lots of great stuff here. I don't know what else to say about it. It's deep. It's great. Yep, yep, yeah, MV. It's your fault. And I haven't even installed the Show 23. So I'm still screwing around with, what is that, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yep. MLB The Show 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Because you can't, right? You can't move rosters from year to year to year. And I'm finding cool stuff in MLB The Show 20 that aren't in 21 or 22. So it's like, oh, this is a cool league. So yeah. So if you haven't bought the Baseball History Collection yet, it's pre-order sale right now for $15 off. Yeah, that baseball history collection is brilliant, 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 brilliant for Action PC baseball. The analog to it is the all-time great players, Volume One and Volume Two. If you're a Diamond Mine player, it's similar, but it's not as large. Um, but yeah, Dave Dave is constantly with sales, and his customer service is incredible. There is one knock. There's one thing I will warn you for anybody. If you buy Diamond Mine Baseball, back everything that you have up onto the cloud or whatever, because unlike Action PC and any place else, they they don't store your purchases. You actually have to. It's only a couple bucks, literally. But I had lost everything on a hard drive in another PC, and I actually had to spend $14 to rebuy about $400 worth of product that I bought from Diamond Mine Baseball. Just back everything up, and then you'll be fine. Comes down to results. If they don't look good, no amount of graphic eye candy is going to fix that. Um, yeah, so MV, yeah, definitely emptied your wallet. So, well, now, right, no, you're talking about the complete collection, but yeah, I think you bought the history collection and the complete collection at the same time. He went baseball mad, didn't he? How about it? It's good stuff though, and all of us, a bunch of geeks, are applauding, like standing ovation for MV for just plunking down the what 350 pounds it cost you to buy the complete collection. So good on you, good on you. I'm jealous because I had to do it over a number of years, and I may just, who knows, still do it. Does Dave Cooks? I've watched my download limit. Yeah, so there is the download limit, but that's why I have everything for Action PC backed up. The problem with Diamond Mine, Big Clue, is once you buy it, that's it, right? You can't go back and download it again. So at least Dave Cook does give you that download limit. So that's why I have everything backed up onto Google Drive and a bunch of other places. But Diamond Mine, once you download it, that's it. So just as soon as you get it, back it up. So wow, that's really crazy. So DK, they won't let you download. Hmm. Yeah, because I've reached download limits on things. And it's like, oh yeah, and I have stuff on there I haven't downloaded. But big clue. We'll talk. We'll talk on Discord. You picking up what I'm putting down? I know you are. You're a smart guy. Yeah, but Dave is good. But that said, big clue. We'll talk. We'll talk. But um, if you buy Diamond Mine Baseball, guys, they're small files. Back them up. Just back them up. You know, if you have to email them to yourself, put them up. I mean, come on. If you have it's easy to create an Outlook account, and I think you get something like, you get some free storage space, like 500 megs. You're not going to even use that. Just back it up. Hey, how you doing, Clinton? Yeah, um, I'm off for a little while, like maybe I think till like Tuesday or something. Um, actually, starting a new job, which I think is going to be a lot nicer because it's normal hours. I'm either starting next Tuesday or I'm starting July 5th. I'm not sure, or the 11th. I don't know. I have one of three start dates, so I'm enjoying it right now. So yeah, I am every day. I am every day. Good to see you, Clinton. And V says I once lost through my own files and checked them within a day, sent them to zip format. Yeah. Yep. Tonight the war continues, Clinton. This is the deciding game five. 1894 Orioles, 1885 White Stockings. Tonight is the night. Someone goes home, someone moves forward. So that will be tonight's game. Anyhow, here we go. We went way off topic on a bunch of different things, but I'm glad there's interest in Diamond Mine Baseball. I just wish I could stream it on here, but if I had a good voice, maybe for this stuff. But I really don't think you want to listen to Beatles eternally reading play-by-play from a screen that you can just quite as easily, just read yourself. Um, the other thing, MV, we'll touch upon this, is there's all kinds of tabs everywhere. Diamond Mine Baseball is all about the tabs. It is all about the tabs. So you got to get used to that. If you don't get used to that, and Diamond Mine Baseball and how everything's hidden. So like here, there's tons and tons of teams just in this one set. And if you don't find the little hidden nooks and crannies in Diamond Mine Baseball, yeah, you're lost. You're not going to like the game at all. Mick says he has 8 backup drives. Yep, there's always room for extra backups. Definitely. Yeah, there is going to be another Donnybrook. Absolutely, there's going to be. So, you had about Scuzzy drives. Wow, those aren't even around anymore. But yeah, right. I know I have right now because mainly for music purposes. I have 3 external drives hooked up to this particular thing. They're very high. They're large storage because of some of the software I use is just ridiculous in size. So yeah, don't ever trust your own hard drive. um, but Diamond Mine is fun, and again, it doesn't have a stupid copy protection to it or anything like that. Just install the game and play. And as long as you don't mind that there's no bells and whistles. But if you want flexibility, this game is crazy, crazy flexible. And I did show, and I'll show it here one more time before we call it here, or I let another Ernie game play or something, since people at least are listening. And that's the idea of these earning games, to give you guys something to listen to while you're working. Um, where the hell is it? Give me a second here, guys. List of heresies. Do you remember that big clue? Had heresies in here, but anyhow, is it this? Oh God. When I'll see it is when I. Oh, there it is. I want to show you guys what you get here with the all-time great teams. All right, and this is pretty freaking impressive. Don't trust your hard drive. Cousin Kenzie just turns into a floppy disk. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. So this is the all-time great players file that I was talking about for um, Diamond Mine Baseball, and I'm talking to you, and I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and this thing isn't even moving. You can sort this. So let's say, for instance, you want to find what team is the person on. Well, I can sort. I can sort by team, sort A to Z, and there we go. Now I can see everybody. Now Anaheim only has over here. So you have like Atlanta 1, Atlanta 2. So there's 2 different Atlanta Brave all-time greats teams just with this. So you got the earlier, quote unquote earlier, right? 70s guys, Ralph Gar, Gene Garber, Bob Horner, what have you. But then we get into Atlanta 2, then we've got Chipper Jones, David Justice, Mark Lemke, right? You get it. For some franchises, here like Baltimore Orioles, the Baltimore Orioles have 3 different teams for them. So what's nice about this for the all-time great players, volumes 1 and volume 2, which as I said is an analog or is analogous to the baseball history collection for Dave Cook Sports. It's smaller. It's only I say only. It's only 4,200 and some players, I think. But still, you can do pretty much anything you want with this. Um, but I like this because in the usual all-time greats franchise that you get with any baseball game, you're only going to get the best of the best players, right? But here you're going to get some other. I mean, let's face it. Let's be honest, guys. Where are you going to see Dwayne Pillette on an all-time greats Orioles franchise? You're probably not going to at most of them. If I were to fire up Action PC baseball right now or out of the park baseball, you're not going to see him on there, right? Or Arnie Porticaro. So you do get some players that were very good and maybe a few outliers, whatever. They do have not outliers like so Moonlight Graham isn't in here, for instance. So this is really, really cool. Maybe you're making a draft league, right? Well, okay, so sort by position. You can do that. And now I can see every first baseman that's here and every second baseman and on and on and on and on and on. It's really, really, really great stuff. Um, and this goes from 18, both volumes encompass 1880 to I think 2008. I'm hoping they're going to be updating this thing soon. Yes, yes. You can actually download the spreadsheet and use the data feature of a spreadsheet. Yeah, absolutely. Again, I'm just showing this on the web, but I can. There's a link right on the Diamond Mine forums to actually download this. And so what did I say? Oh, I'm sorry, I was off. So there's only 4,423 players in this. So um, come on, that's a lot. And if you're not an Action PC player, but you are a Diamond Mine player, still, when you start looking at the number of combinations, things that you can do here, it's absolutely insane. So sort A to Z. Boink, there we go. And again, right, other products like the All-Star games, the all-time great teams, you can mix and match homebrews. They don't care. Mix and match anything you want with anything you want, which Baseball for Windows allows you to do the same thing, by the way, too. Um, it will also show you, whether they're in Volume 2, Volume 1. Volume 2 is 1968 to 2008. Volume 1 is 1880 to 1968, 9, something like that. Yep. If you're a Diamond Line player, irrespective of your other games, then God bless you. Amen. Thank you. I will take that blessing, my friend. I will take that blessing. Go here and sort who is in what database. There they are, and of course you can search. And as McF said, any sort of you know any database you want to do, you can do, and also within the game. Let's go ahead and close this. Within the game, you can do all kinds of editing as well. So um, in a way, it's really its own. Um, oh yeah, there you go. So MV, if you're still here, and I don't know if you are, and I just closed off Diamond Mine like a bloody Egypt. Hidden things in Diamond Mine Baseball I was talking about. So like click everywhere, right? So we go to the organizer, and was I in the organizer? No, I wasn't on the organizer. Where was I? Where was I? Wait, hang on. Leagues, organizations, era schedules, drafts. Where is it? Teams. No, it was in somewhere. Is it reports? I just did it and then accidentally. Oh, damn it. There's just so much here. Let me find that again because game scheduled whatever for games that were played. There is where is it? Box scores. There it is. So under scores, right? You'd say, oh yeah, blah blah blah. And when you move the mouse over it, there's nothing to tell you, MV, that that anything else happens here. But here we have this game here. If I double click it, bam, look at that. So if you're a box score junkie and a score keeping junkie, there it is. There it is. So this was a Chicago Cleveland game, and I need to start posting these things that I'm playing to that Facebook group that Clinton invited me to. There's the score sheet. Good stuff. So, and this is so why this is going to become longer because these are all these games that are going to be played with these guys, whatever. So, um, or for this game, whatever. But anyhow, my point being is you really, really have to not be afraid to experiment with Diamond Mine Baseball because there's a lot going on here under the hood, right? So we can go to details. See this little tab hidden down here? Well, now I can see who got the one, who went the loss, the game-winning RBI, if there was a save. Um, you can set here for reports what type of report that you want, um, and then name it. You can also, right? Oh my God, there's just too much to go over in a broadcast with this game. But organizer is really your best friend for doing all that kind of work. So that's Diamond Mine Baseball. It lacks every bell and whistle in the world, and it's a deep, deep baseball game. So it gets back to that old thing. Are you about the graphics or the gameplay? Or do you like a little bit of both? You know, I do like a little bit of both, but you know what? To be honest with you, to be really, really honest with you, um, I kind of like, there to me, I have no problem with this with the kind of Spartan look to it. I really, really don't. Maybe it's because of the excellent play-by-play, but again, more tabs and MV will go deeper. Yeah, the box score format is really nice, eh, Mick? The other thing about action or about Diamond Mine Baseball, good God, is again tabs. So I can be looking at lineups. I can look at individual player cards. And by the way, the player cards are deeper than this. I can look at the opposing team lineup. I just pat tabbing back and forth. Just no tabs. Look, box score as you're going along. Score sheet as you're going along, right? Game log as you're going along. Um, so the other thing, MV, is if you're comfortable with Action PC, it really, really, really should take you no time to get comfortable with this game. You'll find that once you understand the whole gestalt of the tab, you can get all through this game. Everything's clickable too. So I want to look at there's Teddy Ballgame. There's his player card. And so, and again, you can go in and edit Teddy if you want to, just like you can in Action PC. So there's batting, of course, wasn't pitching. There's his fielding going along, and then his status in terms of his real life status in terms of usage, things like that. And then if he was a pitcher, his starts, things like that, or just starts. This is a position player. What's his power versus lefty versus righties? His bunt rating, and it splits it up, lefties, righties. His outfield throw average, again, accurate. Williams wasn't known. Let's face it, he wasn't known. He was more concerned about hitting. But you could just quickly look at anybody on here too, and look at their cards all the way over. Um, so again, how they did in the season they were selected from. In this case, it's a peak slice, just like in Baseball History Collection. And then what's going on during your season replay and in the game, just like Action PC Baseball. Just like Action PC. Yeah, it is. There are similarities to sort leagues and drafting. Okay. So, MV, do you have. I did say Gestalt in a baseball broadcast. Clinton Park says Diamond Mine Baseball is a great game. Mark Cohen would love to get his hands on the play-by-play program. I don't play it, but I have my own reason. It's not bad. I'll never rag on the game. Yeah, it is a great game, and so is Digital Diamond this year. I'm so glad to see, um, people really embracing it. Well, if you're mastering out of the park baseball, props to you because, whew, we won't even get into that. That would be something for a podcast. Let's do a deep dive comparison into a few of these crazy games because there's just so much hidden here. Oh, another nice thing that's really nice about this that I like is I can see. So right here, for instance, we need to switch back to St. Louis. So I've got Ken Williams. All right, I know Ken Williams. Here's his card, right? But then I can also, without double clicking here, I can just do a quick check. Well, I know Pat Collins is on deck. Take a quick look at what he's doing in the game. And then Bobby Wallace is in the hole, right? Pretty nice. It's all about the tabs, man. You have the same team you have. Okay, the All-Star teams by era? Simple. We'll do it on Discord, though. if there was more interest on here, I would set up a broadcast and do it here. But I think just kind of you and Mick F are the only two interested. Big Clue is a Diamond Mine player. He already knows how to do this stuff. So anyhow, guys, 'twas fun. 'Twas fun. And yeah, let's do it again sometime, man. Let's do it again sometime. And just waiting for whatever. But anyhow. Any other quick questions about Diamond Mine Baseball? I'll be glad to answer, or any of the baseball programs I play. Or have we had enough of Sturm und Drang today? I don't know. Do out of the park because I've been with it like you for such a long time. Yep, the core of the game remains the same since 2001, 19. Yeah, I've been playing it since the first edition. Love it. Will always love out of the park baseball for as quirky and weird as it is. Polarizing game. It's a very polarizing game. Yeah, Big Clue. Big Clue's a big Diamond Mine fan. Yes, he is. He knows this game. When am I doing Super Mega Baseball? When I buy it. I haven't bought it yet, man. I have not bought it yet because I'm so like just loving MLB the Show and starting to get my jam back in Action PC and out of the park and that. I have Super Mega Baseball 3 and Super Mega Baseball 1, but people were interested in the fourth one. I know you love it. I know that Robbie Wertberg loves it. So yeah, Clue has a diamond mine. So I don't know. I hope to buy it probably not till next month, MV. But I will buy it at some point because I watched your streams on it. It looks fun. Ah, you're welcome, Mick. You are welcome. Ken Williams, what a slugger for these St. Louis Browns. But don't get me into a diamond mine. So you created some all-time great teams. Did you mean? Oh, you mean players? Are you serious? No way. Like you created all-time great players. Bobby Mercer, MV. You could become a modding god in Super Mega Baseball 4 because it's really what they're trying to do is right. I do know that the Super Mega Baseball they're as deep as MLB the Show. The only difference is prior editions didn't use real players, but it's a deep, deep baseball game, and you can just manage. You don't have to be Twitch guy. Although for that game, I kind of like playing it arcade. So lowercase g dash d. All right. So there we go. Well, MV, why don't you do a video on how you're doing that, man? That could push me to buy. Maybe we could collaborate, dude. Is Hannes Wagner in there yet? Do you have Hannes Wagner in there? But here's the thing. I mean, it's got to remember it is what it is. Just even what MLB the Show is what it is. I mean, is MLB the Show going to give you the results the Diamond Mine gives you? Nope. Because it's not meant to do that. I mean, maybe Legends could set me straight. He said he's happy with the results he gets from it. He says it's at least at the level of out-of-the-park baseball, which, if it's at that level, maybe I'm wrong about MLB The Show. I like it because it's just fun. It doesn't have to be serious. It doesn't have to be so statistically accurate that I don't care about that. Because anytime you go to a baseball game, anything can happen and probably will, right? Yeah. I know Big Clue likes it. I know he likes Super Mega Baseball 4. I know I'm missing out. I know I'm missing out. And I'm super tempted to even buy it today. Here's the thing, MV. I don't know how to stream from PS5. If somebody would show me how to stream from PS5 without plugging in my mic into the controller, if I can plug it into the USB port and change, I'd be off to the races. But I don't know how to stream on PS5. I'm in Egypt. What can I say? I don't feel like buying a docking station or whatever it's called. So, use ratings from another game, quote unquote, and hey presto. Nice. So Mick, I know that he's a Diamond Mine player because we Big Clue and I keep in touch a lot, like just typing back and forth, talking back and forth on Discord. And if Big Clue being a Diamond Mine fan and talking about its accuracy and depth, um, and I say this all seriousness that recommendation from Big Clue, take it even more than from me. I mean, Big Clue really, he knows these things, and any game that gets his endorsement is a good game, and I truly mean that. It's simple enough. You show you in a moment. To stream, really? Because there's two USB ports in the back of this PS5, and I'm thinking, why can't I just plug my USB mic into that, select that as my mic, and as you say, hey presto. All right, nice. If you show me in a moment, I'll hang out. And unless you mean you're going to do it in a video, then I'll end this right here. Believe me. Because I wouldn't mind any game. Bah, says Big Clue. Any heresy that gets my endorsement. Now we're cooking. Oh my God. Oh yeah, the heresies, the heresies. Oh, the heresies. Oh. I had to change that one around though because there was one heresy from a Catholic and Orthodox standpoint that if I would have put it on there, and again, depending upon how much or how little of an ecumenist you are, I didn't want to honk anybody off. So, and I know World's Worst Gamer wasn't exactly down with the whole heresy thing anyhow. So, I just changed them back, but that would have been fun. So you use your head. Oh yeah, but see, I don't want to plug in the controller because I have my controller hardwired to the PS5, and I don't want to. I don't want to mess with batteries. I really don't want to mess with changing batteries in a stupid controller. I really don't. So I just keep this thing like just plugged right in to the PS5. So I guess I'm screwed. Guess I'm screwed, man. Can't, at least for now, because I wanted to do some Diablo 4 on the channel, and although I'm having a lot more fun with Walson. Oh no, I've done that. I've done that, MV. I've done that. I mean, that's how I'm able to do MLB The Show. The problem is that I don't know how to make my voice come through, so I'm just letting, which they're better anyhow, letting Shambi and Singleton call the games. But I would like to do Diablo 4 on there and do Age of Wonders, but I'm going to be doing Age of Wonders from Steam, so it really doesn't matter, I guess. I hate batteries. I hate batteries. Okay, you're going to go on later. All right, cool, 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 cool. All right. Wow, fun, fun, fun. MV, you are the man, the myth, the libido, and the legend. And hopefully we got to get back on track. I got to get back on track with Shanks as well. I'm going to go ahead and save this again. We're not gonna play ML. We're not gonna play. Poor Diamond Mine. He gets excited when I get it fired up, and then I don't play it on here. But I thought Legends said that I thought you didn't have to use the controller. I have no idea. I have no idea. Um, so no, I didn't show you. That wasn't me. No, I mean, hooking it to your Twitch or YouTube is super simple. I've done that. But I don't understand what those, I guess those USB ports are if you want to get extra storage or something. I don't know. Yeah, what I'll do is just mess with it and see. And then we'll do Super Mega Baseball because I want to make Robbie Wartburg on here. Because I promised to make him as a bobblehead doll or something in Blender, but this would be a lot faster in Super Mega Baseball. How can we do Shanks on 21, MV? I still can't find that roster you're talking about. Does Shanks have 19th century player? Does that Dominator guy have that? See, now I wish I could talk because then I would fire up the PS5 and you could show me. I can't find that damn thing. Yeah, well, Clue knows. Yeah, Clue knows it all, man. Let's face it. because he is. You look in any illustrated dictionary under heretic, and it's Big Clue. I mean, there's not even words. You just see Big Clue, and it's like, it's Sabellianism, it's Docetism, it's all of it rolled into one wonderful package. So your controller is not connected to your PS5 only when you want to charge it. Hmm. So you're saying I just plug this damn thing in here and it should work? Ah, well, we'll see. So much more than I know. So much more. Yeah. So I don't know if like do you choose different heresies by the day or like by the phase of the moon or where the do you have an orrery there to look at where the epicycles and all that, right? The old Ptolemaic thing, and who today I'm a Montanist, tomorrow I'm a Sabellian, then perhaps I'll be a Docetist and then a Monophysite, a Monothelitist. Love it all. The Negro Leagues are in there. I looked over for that Dominator. I will try one more time to find that because I found some great this damn police act that I'm sick of. But yeah. All right, Mick F is off to Dynamite Baseball. Go get it. Go get him, Mick. Go get him. So you think that we could really do a Howie Shanks type league with that Dominator file? It's really that good, huh? Damn. Spent most Big Clue says he spends most of his adult life in apologetics, heresies, or yeah, sort of acquired part of a classical apologetics education. Yeah, yeah. I've not probably not to your level, but I've done it, and it was always sort of fun to talk to the LDS people and say, well, here's your heresies, and the JWs. Oh, so you're Arians. Oh, how about that? What? Yeah. Well, here's what they believed, man. You talked about apostate. You guys were apostate. But hey, there you go. There you go. There you go. Dominator 1. Okay. Should be hearing the Mormon missionaries knock on my door wanting to. You know what? Right? Exactly. Great minds think alike. And you know what? Never slam the door on those guys. Invite them in and know about their faith, and you can have a blast. It's really good. And I'll give the LDS this. They are polite. They're nice people. They're nice people. Um, the JWs though, they're a whole different ball game. But we were not. That's for another time. Another time. But so yeah. So today I'm feeling like a Monophysite today, Big Clue. I'm kind of feeling this sort of Monophysite vibe. I'm kind of saying, down with Chalcedon, who needs it, right? No, I don't either. I don't either. But my issue with the the Mormons are cool. I'll say this. The Mormons are cool because they're saying, look, dude, just about everybody's going to go to heaven because when you die, God's going to say, no, here's where you messed up. Get it right. Now go be a good person in either the terrestrial, telestial, or celestial heaven, right? Pretty cool. JWs, they say, well, man, unless you're one of the elect, you're just annihilated. And I'm like, well, I don't want that, dude. I don't want to be annihilated, man. I want to go somewhere after I shuffle off this mortal coil. So the payoff in the JW faith is just I'm just not down with it, man. I'm not down with it. I want to be hanging somewhere, man. I want to be a member of a religion that says, yeah, you might get a chance to meet Hannes Wagner and Buck O'Neill. So, because I'm certainly not one of the elect. I know that. Anyhow, I'm being terrible. And I'm just having funsies out there. So, you LDS and JWs that are part of the community, I'm not picking on you. As long as you live your faith devoutly, go for it. It's awesome. Big Clue is not me. I'm going to stick around and wait for the rest of you fools to get it right. Well, then you are going to be here until however it ends, since everything tends toward entropy. You're going to be around for a good long while, my friend. That is funny. You're going to wait for us to get it right. The only one that has it right is Clinton. Clinton is the only one that's got it right. So, and since the rest of us don't listen to Clinton except when it comes to baseball, but we don't listen to anything else he says, we're all screwed. Um, well, apparently that sub, I guess, is running out of oxygen, so they're at like this real critical stage. Kind of dangerous, kind of touch and go. Been sort of following that. I haven't looked yet now in the past 2 hours because I've been babbling on after Ernie, but they did find it. But yeah. So yeah, MV, I know that when you say you're going to go on today, that could be any time between now and 10 o'clock this evening, my time. So I'll just keep looking. Don't forget Bernard Strom doing a game later today. Let me just check because I like to be a nice guy like that. And look, I'm still on there, like an Egypt. Okay, so, oh my God, I have to get off of here because in 15 minutes, it's Bernard Strom time. So this is going to be a 1950, the 1956 or 1950 Red Sox replay, and I guess we're going back to Comiskey Park for that. So this is going to be Red Sox, White Sox. So let's go over to Bernard's house and check out some baseball. So we're going to end it here so that everybody has time to get their mojo going for some more baseball by Bernard Strom, our newest content creator in the sports gaming community here in YouTube. Okay, cool. All right, so my thank yous to MV, to the Heretic, otherwise known as Big Clue, to McF, and back. Clinton Parks. Thank you, Clinton Parks. Aaron Reed was in with us for a little while talking some baseball. Pami, I hope you'll return to the channel. Hope you had some fun today. We certainly enjoyed having you in here. And Andrew, RW603, which is the coolest last name I've ever seen. Thank you, Andrew. And our Red Sox fan graced us with his presence for a bit. Thank you, Al. And yeah, we got to get on doing old chin wag sometime on your channel. I think that would be fun. But I don't go anywhere without Steve Tate, so anyhow. Um, so it's PC Replay Baseball. So it's an adaptation of the Cards and Dice game. So check it out. See if it's a game that you might like. But he's rolling dice by doing it. He does it different ways. But Bernard's a nice guy. Knows his baseball. And MV, I want to ask you a question before we leave, though. We got a couple minutes. How come every time I see you do a Pirates game, you pick like a crappy Pirate team? How come you don't play any Pirates from the 1970s or 1930s, or the 2010s or the 1990s? It's like the other day, what is it? You did a 1994. Was it 1994 Pirates? I'm like, what is it? Come on, pick a good pirate squad, please. We've had lots of them, believe it or not, but you always seem to pick these bad ones, right? So what is it? Do you just hate the pirates? No, I can't afford PC Replay Baseball either. The seasons are ridiculously expensive. I mean, it's just too much, and it's not a very flexible game, but it's a good game. But if it can't do what these games do, I ain't gonna buy it. But anyhow, MV, you and I got to talk about the Pittsburgh Pirates sometime. You're always picking these pirate teams. It's like, but 1971 Pirates. No, we're gonna play the 19. What was it? A couple weeks ago, you did the 1984 Pirates. There's only one team worse than the 1984 Pirates in modern baseball, and that's the 1985 Pirates. It is deliberate. I thought you wanker. I thought so. You're a wanker. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Well, and also let's make it more British. You tosser. You're a tosser. And of course, it's deliberate. Just you want to get me on there to say no, right? Kind of like Captain Kirk does in Wrath of Khan. God, he is. He is Mick. Because he picks these bad pirate squads. So I'm waiting for him. I'm waiting for Big Clue to make. He's going to say something nasty about the Pirates. He's going to say, no, actually, the reason MV picks him is because most of them were bad. See, it's incumbent upon Big Clue to do that because he's a Cincinnati Reds fan, and we battled each other like mad in the 1970s. All right, with that, guys, I'm going to get off here so that I can get over to Bernard's stream and hope to see some, if not all of you there. See you around in the batting cage. And tonight's game, the deciding game to advance into the next round, the 1885 Chicago White Stockings and the 1894 Baltimore Orioles. Hope to see you guys there this evening. Until then, see you around the batting cage.